What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Recap over yesterday's free picks. Ended up 2-1 yesterday with 1 DNP. So our man Michael Lorenzen ended up cashing us over hits allowed. He ended with 5. That one was pretty sweaty. I knew these pitcher props would be a little bit sweaty when you're taking negative pitcher props. So that one ended up cashing for us. Justin Steele was the one that ended up missing. He ended up giving up, I think, 0 earned runs, which he had a fantastic game, a phenomenal game. Did not expect him to pitch that well, but I did assume that prop would be a little bit sweaty. But he did chalk us. Then we had Sabonis points and rebounds. Sabonis cash points and rebounds easily. And then Bam obviously didn't play last night, so Bam rebounds was a DNP. Now, I do have 5 picks for you guys tonight. We're doing 3 NBA. We're doing 2 MLB. Stick around to get all those plays. I do want to show you guys some wins. I do want to do a little shout out real quick. So for the ones that are supporting the new channel, appreciate every single one of you. I really do. I did create a new channel for you guys if you guys want to go check it out. Links down in the description. It's more of a different type of business. Like, my goal was to build other businesses, and I'm going to document them on that as well as like a fitness journey kind of thing. So it's more of a vlog style channel. It's going to be on there, or there's going to be more videos on there. Links down in the description. If you guys want to follow, I know a lot of you don't give a dang. If you don't give a dang, it's perfectly fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Just throwing it out there that it is there. So yesterday's picks. We ended up cashing this Eflin and Sabonis play. I ended up buying Sabonis down because Eflin was boosted. So CHALKBOARD had him boosted to a 1.95x. So what I did instead, I wanted to pair that with something extremely safe. I thought Sabonis's points and rebounds at 26 would be really, really safe. So I bought him down instead of playing a regular payout, just in case he chalked a regular payout. And we ended up cashing this for a 2.2x. Just wanted to give my insight on why I bought him down so far for such a low payout. Is because this was boosted, kind of made up. So I just wanted a little more of a double up. So went with that. It cashed. We cashed Eovaldi and Gilbert yesterday as well. 75 for 156 on Sleeper. And then we get to the bread and butter, guys. So we have been absolutely annihilating these correlation slips. If you guys don't know what correlation is, it's pretty much playing game stacks, 4-man game stacks. I can go into more detail on how correlations work. It's more than just a game stack. But for the majority or most part, the easiest way to explain it is you got a game stack, 4-man, $50. You're going for 10Xs. A couple of these payouts are going to be slightly smaller because we did play pitching outs on this play. So $50 only paid for a 7X here. 51 is $350, but we smacked 3 of those last night. 50 for 475. We only posted 5. Hit 3 of 5 and profited probably $700-ish on that. We can do the math here in a minute. But anyway, cash this one. This one was absolutely free, and then we cashed this one as well, $50 for $237. So we're posting correlation plays for almost every single baseball game. We take a look at the weather, depending on how the weather looks on those games. Some of them we may end up skipping out on if it looks like it's going to rain because it can mess up a lot of these props. But yesterday we posted 5. I play about half a unit on each one. That's what I recommend doing. Don't play a full unit because if you have one bad day on correlation, it can ruin your entire bankroll. But $50, we posted 5 of them, $250 paid us out. $230 plus $475, which puts us at $730 plus $350. So over a band, almost $1,100 off of $250 on Prizepicks alone. So smack those. Hopefully we can do that again today. I am going to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of VIP. So if you guys want a chance at free VIP, hit the like button. If we get 250 likes in tomorrow's video, I pick another winner to win a free month. So drop a like, drop a comment. You got to be subscribed to win. Hit the sub button, and let's pick our winner from yesterday. So winner from yesterday's video is for JP. He said the Heat been playing ball for real, for real. The Heat have been playing well, man. I actually like the Heat. I'm a Heat fan. Hopefully they continue playing well. And yeah, man, you got yourself a free month of VIP. So send me a message on Discord, and I will get you guys get you added. If you guys do want to get all of our plays, head on over to our WAP. We no longer have a Patreon. We're going strictly through WAP. WAP is far superior, and we will continue moving forward with them. Link for that's down in the description. You can join the Discord through WAP, or you can click the Discord link. It's free to join our Discord. If you want to get all of our VIP plays, there's a weekly and there's a monthly subscription. If you want the best bang for your buck, I recommend going monthly. If you guys just want to try it out, then obviously for $10 you can do it for a week. But for less than $1 a day, you can get every play for a full month, including these correlation plays, which we've been smacking. If you guys want a free month, sign up for any partnered app. 7 partnered apps you can sign up for. better chalkboard, sleeper, underdog, parlay play, NOVIG, and dabble. Any of those 7 apps get you a free month of VIP. Use our code, make the minimum deposit, send me a screenshot on Discord, and I'll get you guys added. They do stack. You get up to 7 months for free VIP. All right, enough plugging, enough talking. Let's get into what majority of you guys want, and that's going to be for these plays. So let's jump into our first. Oh crap! All right. Nobody saw that. We didn't see any of that. We're just going to move forward. All right. First pick of the day is, well, let's look at the games first. So we got a massive slate, obviously. We got a few games. We got Grizzlies, Hornets. Don't really want to target the Hornets. Bulls, Cavs. That game's probably going to be pretty good to score if you want to take a Cavs player. I didn't take Mobley because I know you guys don't like me playing Mobley every time, and honestly, I feel like I should mix it up. But I might dabble into some Mobley. I'm going to look at the injury news and stuff on that first. Haven't really dissected that game personally because I just wanted to avoid it for the free picks. So haven't researched the Bulls, Cavs yet, but that game should be decent to target. It might end up being a blowout. Who knows? Wizards, Pacers. Wizards suck. Pacers probably going to, it might stay competitive. Could be a high-scoring game. Maybe that's good if they let their starters play a lot. Hawks, Magic could be decent. Celtics, Knicks is probably going to be a good game. Pelicans, Nets, probably a good game, but neither of them any good. So I'm kind of targeting teams who actually have a chance. So taking Timberwolves and Bucks, that could be a good game. Lakers, Thunder, obviously going to be a really good game. I don't think OKC is going to get blown out again. So that should be a really good game to target. And then you got Warriors, Suns, which should be another slightly competitive game. So first pick that I'm going to lock in and we're going to jump over to is I'm going to jump over to my favorite game on the slate once again. That's going to be the Lakers and the Thunder. This is the first game that I started looking at on the slate, and I ended up going with our man SGA. So not taking the typical Shai play. I'm taking SGA assists. So his assist line is sitting at 6.5. Now, SGA has been getting a lot of assists. We already know SGA is a playmaker. He can get these assists. He's cashed 7 of his last 10 games. He's averaging almost 8 assists. If you round it, it's 8 assists per game in his last 10. He's cashed it 65% in his last 20, averaging 7. And then he's only cashed it 49% on the season. But if you go head-to-head versus the Lakers, he has cashed it 4 of his last 6 versus the Lakers. They've only played 2 games this season, and he had 9 assists in both games this season versus the Lakers, including the last game where they got blown out, and he only played 30 minutes compared to his normal 37, 35, whatever, depending if the game stays close. This game should stay close tonight. I don't expect another blowout. I expect another playoff-style game, personally, and I really like Shai tonight. So if you want to take his PRA is a little bit high at 44.5, but I ended up liking his assists a lot better. If you look at the Lakers' assist defense, 22nd in the league in assists allowed, which is a bottom 10 defense. If you go to the guard position, point guard is 25th, shooting guard is 24th. So bottom 5 defense in the points to point guards in terms of assists allowed. If we look at Shai on the season, he averages 12 potential assists per game. If he's averaging 12 potential assists, he only needs 7. He's going to have a lot of opportunities. Versus the Lakers, he's averaging 16.5 potential assists. So he had 18 and 14 potential assists his last 2 games. If he gets anywhere close to this number tonight, he should be able to get a 7 assists. And I really like this line versus the Lakers specifically. Over his last 10 games, he's averaging 11.5. So that number is slightly smaller than normal. But also, I do it's pretty much matchup based versus the Lakers. I just love this play. Injury news: Doncic is game time decision. He should play. Finney Smith game time decision. Rui is out. Bronny's game time decision, massive right there. If Bronny James doesn't play, this could be really bad for the Lakers, and that's a troll. I'm just joking. LeBron's game time decision, AR's game time decision, Gabe Vincent game time decision. Lakers have everybody game time decision. Now, that's probably going to stay this way until playoffs. Let's be honest, but I do expect their starters to play in a game versus OKC. If they were playing the Wizards or something, I would be much more concerned with these game time decisions and be like, we need to wait for injury news. But I'm assuming at least Doncic and LeBron are going to play, probably AR as well, and that's just my personal opinion. If there's news anywhere that I missed saying they're going to sit, please tell me because I didn't see it. But regardless, SGA 6.5 assists. I like this play a lot. So if you pull it up over here on Parlay Play is one of my favorite apps, guys. My 2 favorite apps, or I'm not going to say 2. I'm just going to say Parlay Play is one of my favorite apps because a lot of them are very similar. But Parlay Play is different in terms of you have almost an unlimited amount of alt lines that you can take. You can take pretty much every single number. They give better payouts than any other app, and they give a lot of promos. So SGA 6.5 assists. You can get a parlay play right now, a 1.64x payout. If you guys do want to lock it in on parlay play, use code FANTASYACES. Get yourself a free month of our VIP. And we'll check and see if they have SGA assists over on Prizepicks. So they have his assist at 7. 7 just adds push potential. If you want to take it at 7, you can. I'm buying it down for a little bit lower payout at 6.5, and that way I cash, because there is a good chance he could end up on set with 7 on the dot. But regardless, SGA is pick number 1. I'm gonna pull it up on Predictive Profits just to see if they have a any SGA props. They only have PRA. They haven't projected to go under, so not really much we can look at with SGA on Predictive Profits. But actually, if I hit Prizepicks, that might end up changing. So we'll give it just a second. It is running a simulation right now. It's running every game 10,000 times. And so it does take just a second for it to actually load. But they've been pretty accurate on a lot of these props. I haven't kept up with their actual record. I probably should. But they have been pretty consistent. So if you guys want to try Predictive Profits, code ACES gets you 50% off your first month. You can look at charts just like you can on OUTLIER. Obviously, it does a little bit different than OUTLIER, but I'm going to let that load. SGA was pick number 1. Let's go ahead and jump into our second pick while we wait for that to load. Second pick of the day is going to be a promo that is over here on Parlay Play. And I just looked at the promos, saw this one, and I liked it for the payout. So it's Banchero over 34.5 points and rebounds. Now, this line is elevated. That's pretty high. It really is. But at a 1.6 for 1.6x versus Atlanta, the way he's been playing, I like the play. So I'm going based off of the way these players are performing. A lot of these players have turned up as we get closer to playoffs. Banchero seems to be one of those players. So let's look at Banchero. 42.5 is his original line. That's PRA. What am I looking at? Points and rebounds. Where's fine points and rebounds? So points and rebounds. His original line is 37.5. Buy it down to 34.5. He has cashed this line 7 of his last 10 games. He just had 51 versus Washington. They're playing against Atlanta. We already know the Hawks give up, or they have one of the faster paced, worst defenses in the league, I guess is the way to put that. If you look at Atlanta, they're 27th in points, 14th in rebounds. Go to power forward, it does go down to 8th and 6th. Small forward, 29th and 24th. So if you average out the forward position, give up a lot of stats. If you look at just power forward, it's not that many stats. But Banchero has been killing this line. Cashed it 7 of his last 10. He's cashed it 60% of his last 20, averaging 37.4 points and rebounds over his last 20 games. Head-to-head versus Atlanta, he has cashed this 3 of his last 5. And the only 2 games this season, he has had 46 and 37 points and rebounds. So this season, he has dominated this line versus Atlanta. Back in February, just had 46. He cashed it in points alone. He had 10 boards. He had the double-double. I really think Banchero has a good game tonight. 2024 season obviously hasn't cashed it that much. If you look at injury news, Hawks are missing Capella still. Jalen Johnson's obviously out for season. Trae Young is game time decision. Trae Young should play tonight, in my opinion. They are playing in Orlando, so this is a home game for Banchero. Then if you look at the Magic, obviously they're missing Suggs, and then Wagner's obviously out for season. But anyways, I like this play for man Banchero for 1.62x. If you paired these together, you do get a 2.6x over on Parlay Play, which is good value for two discounted lines, in my opinion. But Banchero's pick number 2. I'm going to pull it up on Props Madness real quick. We're going to take a look at the scoring chart. Actually, I already had it open. If you come down here, scroll to the scoring chart or the shot chart, you can see Banchero has one of the best scoring matchups that I've seen in a long time on these shot charts. So 35% of his shots are under the rim, which is a bottom 10 defense area for Atlanta, green. He shoots 16% in the paint. That's yellow. They have the 12th ranked defense in the paint. Go to mid-range. He shoots 20% of his shots mid-range, going against almost a bottom 5 defense in a mid-range, which is green. And then he shoots 29% from behind the arc, which is another green matchup with the bottom 10 defense from three-point line. So Banchero has the perfect scoring matchup. If you look at similar players versus the Hawks, 73% of players similar to Banchero have cashed 11 of 15 games. And you're looking at a lot of these players, Bridges, Kawhi Leonard, Butler, there's Banchero again on here. So a lot of these players are cashing. Now, this is just looking at points. But regardless, man, Banchero has a really, really good matchup here. By position, power forwards, 8 of the last 15 have cashed. I like this play for a man Banchero anyways. This is about as good of a matchup as you're going to find for him. Hopefully he comes out here and doesn't shoot 2 for 12 like he will do sometimes whenever I play him. But he's been playing good lately. I'm going to take a chance on him. Paolo Banchero is pick number 2 of the day. Now let's go ahead and pull up Shai real quick. We're going to see if they have his assists on here. Of course they don't. Do they have Banchero on here? Of course they don't. So looks like Predictive does not have their lines on the board right now, which is pretty unfortunate. But anyways, we got our second pick, Paolo Banchero, over 34.5 points and rebounds. So jumping into our final play of the day, this is going to be our Goblin play for NBA. You guys saw the prop that was on here whenever I first opened up Outlier. I left it up here, forgot. It's going to be for our man Devin Booker. So I'm taking Booker's points. I'm taking that 24.5. I really like this line tonight, especially with KD missing. So we're going to click points. Booker's original line is 29.5. It is plus money to go over 29.5. If you look at his alt lines, you can buy this down to 24.5 for a Goblin on Prizepicks and on Parlay play. He has cashed at 6 of his last 10, 45% of his last 20, and 54% on the season. Now, what we're looking at is injury news here. KD is out. If this changes, this Booker line will go way down, but as of right now, KD is out. So KD being out is huge usage increase for our man Devin Booker. I'm not a last 5 warrior, but if you look at Booker's last 5 games, he is averaging 31 points in his last 5, and that's with a 10-point game versus Minnesota. So you could just scratch that out and look at his last 4, 28, 39, 37, and 40. He's dropping almost 40 points a game in his last 4 games. Dude has been absolutely killing it. Looking at his field goal attempts, he has shot 30 shots in 3 straight games. So if he's going to shoot the volume like this, 24 points is just way too low. And the way he's been playing, I do think that they're going to continue to allow Booker to have shot volume like this. And I think he's going to shoot over 20 shots. Over 20 shots at 24.5 points should be free, in my opinion, unless he shoots 10% from the field, which he shouldn't. Head-to-head data versus Golden State. Booker has cashed this in 6 straight games versus Golden State. Looking at this season, only 2 of them are from this season, 27 and 31 points this season. Now, Golden State does have a good defense. Bottom 10 or top 10 defense in terms of points allowed. If you go to point guard, is second. Shooting guard, they give up 13th. So overall, they don't give up that many points. If you come over here to Props Madness, we're going to pull up Devin Booker's shooting chart, see what it looks like. Golden State versus Phoenix. Booker. So Booker has an okay matchup. He's going against the number 1 defense under the rim, where he shoots 18% of his shots. So you do have an orange matchup there. He is playing against the bottom 2 defense in both mid-range and in the paint, where he shoots 44% of his shots combined there, which is green, which is an insanely good matchup. And then obviously Booker's a 3-point shooter. He's going to shoot 38% of his shots from behind the arc, where he has a yellow matchup. 67% of similar players have cashed. By position, 73% have cashed. So overall, in my opinion, it's a pretty good matchup for Booker in terms of where they allow points. If you look at their defense, obviously they have a good defense. But overall, Booker should be able to get 25 points with no KD for sure, and that is why I like this play so much. So pulling up Booker on Parlay play. You click show more points, 24.5. It's going to be a 1.26x. It's not going to be a good payout, obviously. We will pull them up over here on Prizepicks, make sure they still have it too. 24.5 Goblin. You can play these together for a little over a double up on Prizepicks as well if you guys wanted to go that route. But anyways, those are our 3 NBA plays. For the next 2 plays, we are going to jump over to baseball. I have 2 MLB props that I like a lot, and let's jump into the first one. So the first baseball prop that I have for today is going to be for our man Smith. So we are taking Shane Smith for the White Sox. We are taking him over 14.5 pitching outs. Now, you're not getting 14.5 on many pitchers anymore. If you do, they're typically going to be pitchers who are going to get hammered. Now, Shane Smith, we only have 1 game to go off of, and that's from this season. This season versus Minnesota, so versus the Twins, he just had 17 pitching outs with 73 pitches. So he pitched almost 6 innings and 73 pitches. So he must have been I didn't see why he got pulled. He must have been getting lit up in the 6th inning is why they pulled him. They ended up losing 8-3. But he pitched almost 6 innings with 73 pitches, which is pretty impressive. So looking at Shane Smith, pitching 5 versus the Guardians, I don't think is going to be too much of a problem. So we don't have any data to look at. This is pretty much going on a whim of what I think is going to happen. We'll find out tonight or today how good Shane Smith is and if he's going to be a reliable pitcher for us to take on some of these plays. But right now, 14.5 pitching outs. I've got to lock him in. I think he's going to pitch at least 5 innings, and this is more of a gut feeling, if anything. If you guys do want to fade this play, you can. But Shane Smith, 14.5 is going to be my first pick for baseball. See if they have him on here. I hope they do. Shane Smith, 14.5 outs. And it's a 1.6x, so it's really, really good payout on this as well. Should be able to get it on Prizepicks. Where is outs? Am I blind? Pitching outs. There it is. Okay. So they do have Shane Smith on here as well. It is a goblin on here. So the payout on here is probably not nearly as good. I don't know exactly what it is because it doesn't update correctly right here. But anyways, Shane Smith, pick number 1 for baseball. Let's jump into our second play of the day. So the second play of the day, I'm running with another pitching outs props. I'm going with our man Dylan Cease. So Cease is an old-time pitcher. I play him a lot. If you look at Dylan, his last 10 games, you're going to be like, dang, you definitely don't want to take the over on this guy. Now, you have to look at this little stretch of 4 games. This is towards the end of last season. He had 4 straight games versus the Dodgers, or 3 versus the Dodgers, which obviously, Dodgers are the best team in the league in both hitting and pitching for the most part. The Dodgers are really, really good across the board. Now, looking at this, 3 straight games he lost to the Dodgers, and then versus the Braves. Braves are a good hitting team. This is this season. The Braves did struggle this season, and we know how they were 0-7 to start the season. But I do think that he's going to have a little bit easier time versus Oakland. So they're playing against Oakland Athletics today. This should be a much easier team. They're not a very good hitting team. They're not very good offensively at all. If you look at Cease's last game versus Cleveland, the Guardians aren't bad. But he had 19 pitching outs versus Cleveland. Looking at pitches, he threw 92 and 93 pitches his first 2 games. So if he's getting around 90 pitches, he should get around 6 innings versus the A's, in my opinion. 2024 season, he did catch this line 54% of the time. He averaged 16.6 pitching outs over the season. And a lot of these games, he did get lit up against some good teams. So you do have to be careful with that. If you look at Cease versus A's, and if you look at Cease for the 2024 season, he had a 3.47 ERA, which is good. He pitched 190 innings, and he had 10.6 strikeouts per 9 innings, so he pitches well over 1 strikeout per inning. If you look at the Oakland Athletics, he went 1-0 versus the A's. He had a 1.5 ERA, which is good, and he had 12 strikeouts. So good matchup for him. Should be able to get at least 6 innings tonight, in my opinion, as long as he doesn't have some insanely wild game, which I don't think is going to happen. So I'm locking in our man Dylan Cease tonight as our second pick of the day for baseball. Let's pull it up on Parlay Play. Cease. Come down here, 17.5. You got a 1.55x on here. So if you played all 5 of these props together, you would have a 9.6x, and majority of them are slightly discounted. So that's a good, a decent payout if you guys wanted to lock it in. I don't recommend playing these 5 together. I recommend breaking them up. But I may risk it with all 5 of them, to be honest with you, for like half a unit, just to see what happens. But anyways, Dylan Cease, 17.5, pick number 2 of the day. And that is going to be our last prop. So looking at our plays, we have our man SGA over 6.5 assists. You can take him at 7. It just adds push potential. Don't go any higher than that. Come down to Paolo Banchero, 34.5 points and rebounds, 1.62x. This is a promo over on Parlay Play. So if you want to get this payout, you're going to have to get him on Parlay Play. Highly recommend you guys sign up for it. Use our code for free VIP. We got Devin Booker over 24.5 points as our goblin for today on NBA. And I really, really like this line. For MLB, we have Shane Smith over 14.5 pitching outs, and then we have Dylan Cease over 17.5 pitching outs. Lock them in if you like them, fade them if you don't. Make sure you guys join our Discord. Head on over to our WAP to get our VIP, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.